Hello, I'd like to welcome you to Cooking with Ross. I'm here with Ross Smith, the Executive Chef at the Conference Center. My name's Allison Ellis. And here we are, our inaugural one for 1992, actually, after a very lengthy vacation, not just including yours.
Not quite long enough, actually. That could have taken quite a bit longer, yes. Yeah, I guess it's been, gee, 2.5, close to 3 months since we've done a show, yeah.
I think it has. I think December was the last one we did,
yes.
But we're back into 92 now. And interesting cooking today, we're going to do, was it fusion cooking? Is that how you coined it?
Well, yeah, actually, what it is just taking a little bit from various different styles. And it's like the modern cuisine is, like the West Coast cuisine is at the moment, taking a little bit from different styles and amalgamating it together, or fusing it, fusion cooking.
Different concepts.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know we have a couple of dishes we're going to do today, so perhaps we should get right at it. And we'll just mosey on down to our grill.
Ready when you are.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. First of all, we're going to do a pasta dish. A little Oriental, a little French. Again, fusion cooking mixed together. We're doing rice vermicelli, which is a thin rice noodle with prawns. Black tiger prawns, and it's going to be done with sun-dried tomatoes and pink peppercorns, white wine, and a little bit of bonding with fresh whole cream.
Okay, sounds great.
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay. It's a very nice sweater you're wearing today, Drew. I'd like to say that's excellent.
Well, thank you, Ross. Actually, this sweater I bought.
Really nice after a vacation, aren't they?
You certainly are. It's been a while. We haven't been around each other enough, and this year anyway, that you're still full of compliments.
Yeah.
I know. Actually, this one I got from Home on Deranged.
It's early in the show, too.
It certainly is. I know. Lots of time here.
You got that from where, did you say?
Home on Deranged. It's a shop that's over in the Blackcomb Lodge. Cute little shop. Great.
Sounds like it belongs in Whistler, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a place I should do a lot of shopping at, too. So.
Possibly most people that live in Whistler, yeah. Okay, what we're going to do, I'll just heat up the pan a little bit there.
And what you're doing now, you're just chopping up some garlic, I guess, so just a couple of cloves?
Yeah. Use a little bit of butter.
Does it really make too much difference in terms of the effectiveness of the garlic if you put it through a press versus just chopping it up as you have?
Oh, yeah, you'll get different flavors. And I'm just adding a little bit of oil there to...
With the butter?
Yeah, just plain canola oil, low in unsaturated fats. Yes, with garlic, if you just want to use the juice, you're going to get a different flavor. If you grind the garlic up, like put it through a blender or a food processor, you'll get a different flavor than if you chunk it.
Oh, okay. All right. Always wondered if they said chop or press.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be, I mean, some people will just do one or the other, but you should be able to, you should use all different varieties and styles of preparing garlic because it will give different flavors. Okay? So I've got about 2 garlic cloves here. I'll put that in.
Pretty big cloves.
2 large ones, I did say that. We've got the sun-dried tomatoes. Now, you can get these in delicatessens and that.
Well, I know they have those at Nestor's as well.
Yeah, good, yeah. Actually, they've got a good selection of stuff like that at Nestor's.
They do. Now these are just completely dried. There are some sun-dried tomatoes that they put in an oil. That doesn't really affect the flavor or the texture at all?
You can get the ones in oil, too. These are just the plain sun-dried, and they just come like a dried prune or dried date or any dried fruit.
Okay.
Got those.
Oh, the garlic smells great. I can see what I'm going to be smelling all day.
Okay. Now we've got some basil, sweet basil, basilica.
This is one of your official measurements of approximately how much, Ross?
Yes, approximately about 1/4 teaspoon.
Quarter teaspoon? Okay.
A couple of pinches from fingers this size. A little bit of pepper. And maybe I'll just put a little bit more pepper in there.
A little bit more. I know, Ross has a habit of not using exact measurements, although he thinks he is. So when it comes to me writing out the recipes for people, then I get a little strapped sometimes.
Well, you'll have to lend me out to the people with the recipes so I can do the exact measurements.
You can do it yourself again.
Now we've got the tiger prawns. Normally you would, I mean, with this, you'd just use possibly 4 prawns per person, but because we have a crew,
Yes, we do like to feed the crew, definitely.
Including Allison, of course, and Allison is quite an appetite.
Yeah. Now, what are you insinuating,
Here we
Ross?
go. Nothing, dear. Nothing. Okay.
Okay, now these have had the shells removed from them and deveined, I guess,
Yes.
presumably? Is
Yes, they're shelled and deveined. You can buy them like that, or if you prefer to do the work yourself, you can do that also. I just want to saute these until they're
just
pink.
warmed up a bit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, until they turn pink?
Yeah, even if
See
they're not
some of them.
cooked totally through, we don't worry about it.
That's quite remarkable how quickly they change color.
Yeah. Yeah. Just want to keep an eye on that and shake that a little for me here.
You're actually trusting me with your cooking, Ross? This is a first.
Actually, I'm taking a break now. I'll see you later, Alice.
You promised never to leave me alone up here.
Here we go. So, again, now if they're not cooked totally through here, it doesn't really matter. What we're doing, we're just pre-cooking these, then we're going to cook the pasta and bind them in again.
Okay, so just searing the flavor as...
Yes. And you can see that because I use a ground basil, you can see the basil on the prawns.
Sticking to them?
Adhering to them, yes.
Looks nice. Now they look like speckled prawns.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's been a while, Ross.
Boy, has it ever, eh? Every minute I'm realizing how long it's been since we've done one of these.
It's like
Now,
starting over from scratch.
Now I'm going to put this in.
The sun-dried tomatoes?
Yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit more butter too, just because like we've used up some on that. See the garlic's still in the pan.
There's
Tomatoes
still
are in.
quite Okay.
What I've got here is some pink peppercorns. Again, they can be bought in fluid or they can be bought dried. Now these were dry, and I've just added a little water to them to soften them up and release their flavor, right?
Okay. Now, I would imagine it wouldn't really matter too much if you use pink or the green even, or do you
yes.
get a completely different flavor? Oh,
Total
you do?
different flavor. Pink peppercorns are a lot more delicate. It won't give that stronger pepper flavor that Madagascar sauce or the Madagascar style green peppercorns.
Oh, okay.
Totally different. Used a lot with seafood and pastas. And actually they're quite a bit more expensive too. So.
Doesn't that figure?
Yes, always.
Okay. Now we're going to be using a vermicelli noodle with this as well?
A rice vermicelli.
A rice one?
Yep.
Okay. So those have been made up beforehand.
Yeah.
The magic of TV yet again.
Exactly 2.5 ounces of white wine.
Well, it's nice to see you had a little bit left over.
Yes.
Anyway.
And we're just going to let that reduce a little bit. Usually what you do is it takes about 3 minutes, and 2 minutes, and you let it reduce right until it's about half volume.
Okay.
So, okay. Now I have the rice vermicelli here.
Okay.
I have way
Cooked
more than we
ones.
would normally use.
That's a good thing we have a few hungry people here.
Yes,
anyway.
yes. Never have trouble finding people to eat it, do we?
Not indeed.
Okay, now I'm going to add exactly 2.5 ounces of whole cream.
Okay. You've certainly been doing
See the
this for a
line?
while, if
Yes,
you
yes.
can say that was
And who out
exact.
there is going to say, gee, I don't think that's 2.5 ounces.
I'm not going to dispute it, and I'm standing right beside you, so that's okay.
And who cares anyway? So
It's a little late now for
here
that.
we go. Now we're going to add this wonderful rice vermicelli. And actually, this is as pure a pasta as you can get. It's basically just rice and water, and that's it.
Does it have sort of a starchy, like you have to rinse it after it's been
Nope.
boiled up, or
Nope.
that's the way it would come out once you've
Yeah,
drained it?
yeah,
Okay.
this is it.
They're very light noodles, aren't they?
Isn't that nice? Nice stuff. We're just going to toss that in. Okay, now, basically, we just simmer that up to heat, add the prawns in, toss it around, and serve. And we'll be ready to finish that when we come back on the
Okay.
next segment.
That sounds good. So we'll just let that saute a little bit, and we'll just take a big break, little break.
Little
and-
break, little break.
Big little break.
Bear
and
with
we'll
us. It has been 3 months since we've done one of these. Okay.
It has indeed. Okay. Well, we'll be right back. Cooking with Ross. Just taking a break. We'll be right with you. You back to Cooking with Ross. Introducing our guest diners today, we have Bill and Jackie Nicol, who are up visiting from Vancouver. And we have quite a treat for you now. We're just finishing up our first course of rice vermicelli noodles with tiger prawns.
Very good.
Pink peppercorns, not to be confused with the green ones.
Not unless you're colorblind, and then it could be very confusing, yes. Okay.
And sun-dried tomatoes. So a nice little dish, or just...
Yeah, this could be used as a main course or as an appetizer, as a light luncheon. Use it as a breakfast if you're a little different.
To each his own.
It just depends on the quantities you want to use and whatever. Okay?
Okay, so now we're preparing this as an appetizer, or...
This is like a little appetizer, yep.
Okay, great. Well, I guess what I'll do is...
I'll get prawns there. And...
just save some for the rest of us, too.
Oh,
Ross.
yes. No better than that. Okay, and we're just going to do a little parsley on there, and that's it. No, it doesn't need a lot of garnish or anything. It's simple. It's the prawns with the rice vermicelli. Okay.
Okay. No kale today.
No kale? No kale, no. King of kale is dead. Here we go.
Okay, so I'll just take this over and carry on.
Go ahead. Enjoy, Bill and Jackie. Okay, while they're starting on that now, we'll start going with course number 2. What this is, we're probably doing it more like a luncheon hot and cold salad. Okay, this is real fusion because we're taking a few different things from different styles of cooking. We're going to do some greens with a light raspberry vinegar, and we're going to do chicken breast and banana, and we're going to saute it, fry it in cornmeal. Okay.
The chicken and banana is a very curious combination. I haven't really heard of that together before.
Yes, it's a little different. Yeah.
So what style of, where does this recipe come from?
Well,
it's not another one of your grandmother's, though, is it?
No, this isn't from my,
For those of you that have been following, you don't
my ancient Chinese grandmother, no. No, this is...
from your southern grandfather?
I'm not quite sure. I think this comes out of the back of my head, which is...
This will be really interesting.
There could be some frightening things coming out of my mind. Okay, so we're just going to... Again, you can use any kind of oil. I'd like to get the people not to be too scared of frying. Like 5-6 years ago, everybody said fried foods were not good for you.
Cholesterol levels are concerned,
cholesterol levels
so on.
And the unsaturated fats and that. But oils and fats are made so more refined now that there's very, very few of them on the market that have a high quantity of unsaturated fats. And everything in moderation, but you can definitely eat fried foods and there's no problem. I mean, but I would buy the better oils, okay? And this is just this is a good low and unsaturated oil. Now I've got a little egg there. I'm going to add a little bit of soya to it.
Is that about a tablespoon worth?
Oh, maybe about a half a tablespoon, okay?
Half a table, okay.
And some tarragon. Good size Ross pinch. If anyone's ever been pinched by Ross. Here we go.
Okay.
Well, I'm just
and this is using the dried tarragon too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to use fresh, then you would use a considerable amount more than that?
Usually 3 to 1 if you're using fresh over dried. Usually 3 to 1. If you can get fresh, always, I would suggest you can use it. It's much better to use.
Okay. So now you're taking the skin off of the
I skin the chicken breast.
Boneless as well?
It's boneless, yep.
And you're just chopping it up?
Yeah, just do it in little fingers, sort of like a chicken strip.
Okay. And certainly taking the skin off helps reduce some of the fat content as well.
Of course, yeah. Well, of course. Now, you've noticed we've used chicken a lot. And what will happen if you're cooking chicken without skin, you should use something either lightly flour dusted or cornstarch or something just to keep the moisture in.
Oh, that's
now.
Okay.
What this is going to be this is almost to the point of battered, so this will be very moist.
Okay.
And this is like an Oriental style of doing this, where we've put the flavor right in the egg. And
so how much would you consider for each person then? Half of a chicken breast then? Or or well, a butterfly of it, or?
Oh, I would, depending on what you, if you're doing it as a main course, I would say maybe 4 ounces of chicken per person.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to ask these things because I'm the one that has to write it down afterwards. So
Oh, right. And now that everybody's going to say, why doesn't Ross know how to write? No, he doesn't.
Not necessarily the problem.
Okay,
But
and now the banana. The banana, we're just going to dip this in a little bit of cream and then put it in the cornmeal. We're not going to put it in the egg mix, all right?
and that's just to get the cornmeal to stick, is that the idea?
Yes, basically that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're almost ready to go with this now.
Get the oil back on?
Mm-hmm. This doesn't have to stay in there very long.
No. He's leaving
I'm
me
going
again.
on another
I can't
break, Allison.
believe
Bye.
this. Okay, well now I can do what I want. No, I was like,
Right. They're friends of mine up there. I'd rather you don't touch the food.
I wouldn't do that to them
I'm
because
joking, of
I'm going to
course.
have some lunch today
I'm
too.
joking,
but-
of course. Here we go.
Okay, so are we going to chop the banana up or just?
Well, actually, we'll probably do it in slices.
In
now.
slices?
What I've got here is cornmeal. You bought in a store in your baking section where all your flours are and that.
Okay.
And what we're going to do,
So it's just to coat it? Is that what we're doing?
just lightly coat it.
Okay. So it's a lot of the Louisiana cooking. It's one that uses cornmeal quite a bit, isn't it?
Certain styles of it, yes. It's actually more the Creole style and the Cajun, but again, it is Louisiana style cooking, yeah. It's just a little more interesting than using your basic flour, your cornstarch, or different. We get sort of stuck into ruts and that, and everybody will think that there's only one type of flour. Of course, there's lots of various
Several.
different kinds and that.
Okay. Well, this was an interesting combination. I'm quite curious about this one.
There you go. That's,
So it's not too hot?
well, it's hot enough now. It's sizzling. You definitely want the oil hot, otherwise it'll just protrude into the food and it'll be greasy. So
And we don't want
here we
that.
go. No, we do not like greasy chicken. Here we go.
No.
Now this won't take long to cook. A couple of minutes. Chicken breast, of course, cooks a lot quicker than dark meat. A couple of minutes. Now we're just using
Pretty
most
fine.
of that cornmeal.
Yeah, it did take a lot of it.
Yeah. I think that's about
Does
it.
that need to be
I don't have to use
flipped
all of
around?
that, do I?
No, we can save that for
Okay.
later.
Now we're going to do with banana. We're just going to cut little half fingers or slivers banana like that, okay? It's more like the garnish for the plate.
Okay. Wonder how our diner's doing back there.
I don't hear any noise coming out of there. How is
Just the
everything back
clicking
there,
of
Bill?
forks, so I
Good.
think we're doing okay.
Okay, now you're turning these. Smell of cornmeal?
Yeah,
that
so I
nice?
see it is starting to crispen a little bit too.
Yeah,
Curious.
yeah,
That's great.
It's different. It's going to give it a nice different texture. It'll be crisp on the outside, and it'll be moist on the inside, of course.
So this will take a few more minutes, I guess, to
Yeah.
sear itself or fuse
Yes,
itself in. Is that the
fuse
idea? That's the
itself, yes.
buzzword for the day is
Isn't
fusing,
it? Fusion cooking. You almost think
okay.
we're going to be cooking it with blow torches or something. Okay, we're just going to let this go.
Okay.
We will pull it out and just keep it warm. And then when we come back in the next segment, we'll prepare the salad and then put everything together.
Piece it all
fuse
together.
it together.
Fuse it together. Okay,
And,
well,
away we go.
all right. Well, I guess we'll just take a short break and we'll be right back. Again, this is Cooking with Ross, and we'll be with you in a moment. Hi, we'd like to welcome you back to Cooking with Ross. Ross Smith, we're in the conference center, just coming through our final stages of preparation.
Allison Ellis.
Yeah, Allison Ellis, yes.
There you go.
For those of you who don't know. So we're just piecing together now. We've got the chicken all fried up in the cornmeal, and we're preparing now. The bananas have been soaked in cream first.
Just
then,
rubbed with a little bit of cream, just to stick, that's it.
and they're sitting in the cornmeal ready to be fried up as well.
Yes. And now, because we don't have a lot of time left, we must fly like the wind.
What movie were you watching last night?
I'm not sure what I was doing. This could be something flashing back from my youth. I don't know. Here we go. What you can see what we've done here is I just got a few mixed greens here. I've got a little bit of center part of romaine and a little bit of butter lettuce. If you're using lettuces, I'd say the one to possibly stay away from is
Iceberg?
Iceberg or head lettuce. There's nothing bad in it. It's just that there's nothing good in it at all. Not a single thing.
Just the water.
And I got this from naturopath physicians that we served last year.
Oh.
And they wanted any kind of lettuce, but
the iceberg.
iceberg, yes.
Well, that warrants mentioning then, definitely.
There you go. I figured I would mention that. Yeah. You know,
being the naturopath that you are.
Being the very health-conscious person that I am. Now we're going to put a little bit of healthy green onions on here.
Green onions, just chopped up. Actually, I like the way you've done them on an angle. That looks, that's kind of neat.
Now, do you know what this is?
They look like sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Spits, but without the shells, right?
Yes. They're not in the shell. That would be a little...
That's all right.
Okay, we're just going to put that in there. Now,
so this is hot
again. Heat up the oil again, While we're doing that,
so the chicken, I guess the idea is that the chicken stays warm, but then the lettuce greens are what are
yes,
the
the
cold,
chicken
so
and
that's
the banana.
a hot and cold combination.
It's a hot and cold combination. What else can I say?
Obviously not much at the moment. Okay.
Yes, true. Thank you. Here we go.
That's why I'm here. Right?
Yes, this is it. To cover the dead space. Look at the dead cook. Here he is. Okay, I've got here about 175 grams of yogurt.
And we know that because it said so on the package.
There you go. Just plain natural yogurt, healthy, of course. I'm going to use a couple of Ross-sized pinches
of
a Madras, which is a dark curry powder.
Madras curry powder. Oh, okay.
We're just going to mix that in.
Yogurt and curry. That's an interesting combination.
Isn't it?
So now the yogurt, we're not actually cooking with that, but using it as a side dip.
This will be the side dip. Yes.
Okay.
A dash of Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. Lee and Perrins is a lot easier to say than that.
Okay. And the
a little
Tabasco?
dash of Tabasco. Not much, just a little dash.
Just a bit. Okay.
A pinch of black pepper.
Ground up pepper. Okay.
And now this is, you remember I put the tarragon in the chicken marinator in the egg wash for the chicken. I'm going to, because this is to marry it, this is for that. Isn't
to marry it?
Romantic, yes, to marry the two together.
There's another concept I'm amazed is coming from you, Ross.
I don't know, this must be the spring fever, this wonderful weather. It's turning me a little strange, isn't it? Here we go.
It's got you sweating around the brow, that's for sure.
This is just wonderful. Wonderful. I'm just going to...
How does it taste? Of course you'd say that.
Beautiful thing. I just want a little more curry in there.
Bit more? Okay.
Just a little pinch of salt.
Which is not unhealthy to have just a pinch.
No, I mean, like our bodies need salt to survive. You just, everything in moderation, remember, everything in moderation.
Great.
Okay, now we're going to put these wonderful little banana fritters in they go.
Okay. So these won't take very long to heat up then?
Oh, no, you're just cooking the cornmeal on the outside, and that basically...
Fusing the cornmeal to the bananas.
Fusing, wow. Sounds like a construction term, doesn't it? Here we go. Fusing our way.
Isn't it electronic or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll just apply it to cooking.
I feel like we're both a little stupid today. Maybe it's the spring fever. Lord knows.
Must be all the sun that we've had out skiing the last couple of days. That's my excuse anyway. I don't know
could
about
be
you,
it.
But...
And if you don't wear a hat, it just burns right through. Is that the idea? This too could be your brain. Is this what we're talking about?
This is your brain, and this is your brain on Cooking with Ross.
Yes, yes. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to turn
Getting
these.
even sillier here.
See, they're just browning a bit. But you can smell a banana already.
Well, they can't, but we can.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And if you
dedicated
want, you
viewers.
could probably go out and buy yourself a full sense television, which costs multi-thousands of dollars, and you can smell the food that we're cooking with.
Okay, a little carried away there.
Yes, isn't it?
It was a long holiday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was too long. Now we're just going to put this dip on the side.
Okay.
Now with the greens, I've just got some raspberry vinegar, and we're just going to sprinkle the vinegar around. It's more like an essence. So you don't want oil on this, just a little bit of the vinegar.
Vinegar?
Raspberry vinegar. You can use another fruit vinegar if you want. I think the raspberry goes well with this.
And sometimes the raspberry is hard to find. I know I've attempted to get a
Yeah,
hold of it and haven't always been successful. But
Oh,
so even would a
really?
regular vinegar be
Well,
fine, or
I guess
prefer to have-
it would be all right, but I prefer the raspberry vinegar, yeah.
okay?
Now we're just going to put that little banana there like
Placing the
that.
bananas on the side. Of course, the presentation in this is very impressive too.
Our
Ross.
presentation's nice for this one, yes. Now we've got the chicken that would pre-cook.
Which we kept warm.
That's nice and warm. And we're just going to throw that.
Oh, that looks terrific.
Isn't that nice?
Very attractive. So now this, as we were saying, could be used for a luncheon, or even as
an appetizer.
appetizer for a dinner.
Whatever, yeah. A nice little afternoon snack or something. There you go. Nice color.
Lovely, lovely.
Everything there. And if we could take
is that
these
ready?
up,
Okay.
I believe they are.
Alrighty.
And I'll bring the sauce.
Okay.
And away we go.
Excuse us.
And here's this perfect yogurt sauce that you wondered so much for, and I'll put it in front of you because I know you're going to be the one that eats most of it. There you go. That's a joke, of course. I don't think Bill likes yogurt.
You know, we discussed that earlier.
Here we go.
Okay, so there, just in winding around, we had the tiger prawns with the rice vermicelli noodles as the appetizer, now serving the warm and cold, or hot and cold salad. And we'd just like to thank everybody for joining us today. Next special coming through, we have Indonesian Cooking with Renee. And we thank you for joining Cooking with Ross. I'm Allison and Ross Smith, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Okay. Enjoy.
To experience it. Because as brilliantly as I can train you, you gotta pull back.
The kid wants to file a formal complaint.
Cool. It's true, we